to our YouTube channel.
Hey.
And tell them what they can do, babe.
Hey, you already know what to do. Stop tripping, man.
Stop tripping.
Subscribe for one.
One.
Hit the doggone bell so you can get the what?
Notification.
Stop tripping, man.
Stop tripping, man.
Hey, you know how we do from Memphis, but hey, welcome. This is your favorite couple's favorite couple. I'm your boy, Mr. Coffee, my beautiful wife, Mrs. Wine. We are Coffee and Wine. Welcome to another segment, babe.
Yes, y'all, we are enjoying this here.
I love it.
You know what, like this relationship.
Hey, we bringing y'all into our domain.
Yeah, like dead serious.
Yeah, we are. We're bringing. Come on.
Like, come on in the room.
The only way to follow us, you got to subscribe. You got to.
You gotta hit the bell and know what's going on.
And you also got to have something to sip on.
Right.
When you with Coffee and Wine.
Like, get your beverage.
Toast to that.
Toast. And toast to you all. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Toast to you all.
Listen.
Man. I tell you one thing. If you haven't caught our previous videos, go back and check them out, man. I'm telling you, we won't disappoint. But tonight's topic.
What's the topic?
I know the topic.
Listen, don't ask me nothing.
Huh? What's the topic,
babe? God is bigger than what you go through.
God is bigger than what you're going through.
That's it?
That's it. Because you will, it.
Because listen, I have forgot.
God is bigger than what you're going through. It can be something positive that you're going through. He's bigger than that.
Yeah.
So you got a brand new whip, or you got a brand new house, or you got a brand new job, whatever. God even bigger than that.
He is.
If you're going through a not so good time, a depressing time, or sadness, or stressful, or grieving, God even bigger than that.
He is.
Man. Look, man, are we gonna take him to church tonight?
We might go to church tonight.
Might go to church tonight.
Because listen, you gotta have the balance. You gotta be able to do, you know.
Do.
Yeah.
Do what?
Balance.
Because you know, I'm ready for that. hey, we married. Hey, do
listen,
what?
So let me tell. Okay. But no, listen.
Hey, don't threaten me with no good time.
Tonight is going to be a wonderful topic. A lot of our topics come from us being in church.
Communion.
And a lot of our topics come from us being in church.
It does.
And us listening to what our pastor is talking about. We love our pastor, Pastor Candy.
Come on.
But a lot of our topics come from there. My husband will text me in the middle of the church and like, okay, this is our topic.
This is it, bam.
Yes. So, I mean, we can go on and dive in.
Dive in.
Oh,
Hey, but just think about it. I mean, for us people who are out in this YouTube world, biblical people, we go through so many ups and downs in life. I don't even care if you're a millionaire. You got a down point in your life, or you had a down point in your life. I don't care if you're at your brokest moment. You've had your highs.
Mm-hmm.
So God is bigger than all of that. Mm-hmm. And I know that. I know it's kind of hard sometimes for people to fathom when they're going through something in the low.
Mm-hmm.
That God is bigger than their situation.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a relationship that not so godly, and it's basically what you call it when you fight toxic.
Mm-hmm.
And as a man or a woman, you just can't see nothing better. You can't see your way out of it, and you don't turn to God. You try to fix it on your own, and fixing it on your own ends up turning into more toxicity.
That's right.
So, and I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. I know people who go to church and they have a toxic relationship. Like they go to church and they can praise God all day, like hallelujah, and they'll leave there in an argument, or they'll go there arguing and then try to be, all poised and hallelujah, and go right back to cussing each other.
Well, I mean, just because you toxic with your spouse, I mean.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm saying that those people in a toxic relationship, leaving God out of it. So you can go in there and praise God in the church and in front of the
But
people.
you leaving him out of your relationship.
You leaving him out your
or your
relationship.
marriage.
So now you're in a
Gotcha.
toxicity type of relationship.
Yeah, I mean, because it's going to fail anyway. If God is not the foundation, and
Oh,
I mean,
man.
hey, let's just knock on our own door. Ding dong, who is it? It's us.
It's us.
We've been there to where our relationship, oh my gosh, like, it was crazy, and not because of us, but it was because of outside forces.
Right.
And the only way outside forces can cause dramatic or drama or messiness within your relationship or your marriage or your friendships is if God is not the foundation. And like, once my husband and I made God the foundation of our marriage, everything changed. Like, even when we do have disagreements, it's not like a wring your neck disagreement,
right,
or threatening to leave disagreement, or cursing each other out disagreement. It's not that type of disagreement. It's like, okay, you get on my nerves, but whatever. I love you. Let's keep going.
Let's keep moving.
You know what I'm saying? We don't stay in that place. It was a time where we would stay in that place for a week,
For days.
for days. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
mad. Just walk around each other quiet.
Just mad. But now it's like, we don't do that anymore because God is our foundation.
Right.
It's not that we didn't love God.
No.
It's not that we weren't worshiping God.
Right.
But it's just that,
like you said, we didn't have him in our relationship.
He wasn't the foundation. He was in it, but he was
Right.
like the sheetrock.
Ooh.
He wasn't the foundation.
He was the concrete you standing on.
Exactly.
It was built on.
Exactly. We were the concrete.
Yeah, we tried to be
We
concrete.
tried to be the
And we was
concrete,
falling
and
apart.
it was unlevel ground.
Like a 100-year-old house. We was falling apart. Like there. I'm gonna tell you, it was crazy that the pastor that did our marriage counseling, he sat there and told us, he's like, man, when y'all say I do, here comes
All hell gonna break loose.
All hell gonna break loose. It took a matter of 4 days. 4 days.
After
We said I do, and all hell, and it wasn't like she said. It wasn't because of something that we were doing to one
Outside
another.
forces.
Outside forces that was jealous or just wanted to cause some type of friction between the two of us, and it did.
And then sometimes outside forces don't even know what they're doing. A lot of times they're very aware, but sometimes they don't even know why they're acting the way that they're acting. They know that the way that they're acting is not godly. They know that the way that they're acting is not nice, but they don't understand that it's this force that you're trying to come up against, something that is supposed to be meant to be. You're not even understanding why you acting like that.
Right.
You know, and then a lot of times outside forces they knew God wasn't our foundation.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even that individual, it was the spirits of them. They knew.
Man,
So they like, okay,
spirit's tough.
Let's break them up because we see where they going before they even see where they going type situation.
And you know what was so crazy about that? And I know we going off script, but
No, it's not on script.
no, I'm just saying that we just diving into this particular subject of the topic. That people would see us doing coffee wine. We've been doing coffee wine before years in October on Facebook, like we told you guys. People will see us on coffee and wine, and we'll be having this amazing time. And then we'll have an argument, and we'll go ghost for a minute because of the argument, due to the argument. But when we was going through a certain thing, that very pastor that did our marriage counseling, he said, the world needs coffee and wine. Y'all got to get it together. He said, what y'all gonna do with y'all separating, y'all divorced? He said, they need y'all. He said, get it together. Call me when you get it together. Come on, Queen.
Yeah, and so to piggyback off of that, like when you do get it together.
Piggyback. I was piggybacking. Come on, beautiful
when you do get it together, that's when things like line up. Like I said on our last video, like things will just start to fall into place. Things will be spoken to you. Like a lot of good things have been spoken to us.
Yes.
About things that we have been praying for back in them toxicity days. But now that we're in the right place, nothing can break or shake or make us anymore unless it's something negative. I mean positive, I'm sorry.
Right.
Something positive. So
Communion.
I had to delete.
I'm doing communion a lot on this show.
So I kind of feel like this, keeping God first, because like in the Bible, let's just take it biblical.
Going to church, y'all.
It states that we have to keep our mind stayed on Him.
Ooh.
And I would hear that all the time from my grandmother, and I'm like, okay, who wants to do that? Like, thinking about your worldly mind, you're like, that's kind of boring.
Right.
I always think about the Lord, and I don't want to, and we just keeping it real. But when you get to a point to where you're mature and you mature mentally, you don't want to do nothing but keep your mind on God, because if not, you're going to allow the cares of the world to worry the hell out of you.
And the reason those grandparents or your mothers or fathers or uncles or people who are older than you or who are raising you were telling you those things, because they had already went through those storms or experienced certain situations that you are in. And I know it's hard. Like I know this when we even tell our older kids or our middle-aged kids that, hey, you're gonna be all right or whatever, you'll get through it, and they kind of like shrug it off. And I'm pretty sure we did the same thing. But when you got older, you're like, man, mom was right, dad was right, grandma was right, granddad was right, my uncle was right, my auntie was right. And it takes you to go through certain things to experience, to be able to be like, oh, okay, that's what God wanted to do. And it takes some, especially for us men. I know we knuckleheads. God know I am.
Yeah.
We're knuckleheads, and I know when it comes to listening to preachers, after we see preachers do so many unpreacher-like things, it kind of deters our thinking. It kind of stirs us away from the path that God has us on. And I remember a preacher told me, and at first, I'm gonna tell you how crazy I was thinking. I said, he only telling me that because he probably doing something sideways. He said, don't worry about what the man who giving you the word is doing in his personal life. You focus on the word he's giving you, because God is using him to instill something in you. Not telling you to go do what that man is doing, but you do what God told you to do. I was like, man, that's kind of hard to see that if I know he's doing it. So, but once I got there, I was like, man, you're right. Because if I focus on the man, I would be very easily disappointed instead of focusing on the word.
You went off script?
Did I go off script? You went off script?
Did not understand how.
Communion? Say communion, babe.
Babe.
You ain't.
Commune.
Commune. Wow. But God is bigger than, back to the topic.
Right.
God is bigger than what you're going through.
He is.
Or experiencing or in. Look, man, look. Like we said, we're no polished couple. We're no shining star by no means. But we look good. But I know people who have money, and they are some of the most depressed people I've ever been around. I've seen the cars, I've seen the houses, I've seen the people they date or married to, I've seen the events they throw, and these are some of us, not all of them, but I just been around people who have money. Because some people think money fixes everything, and it does not. Now, why do you think people who have millions kill themselves, or billions kill themselves, or just stressed out? Because maybe they're thinking about not hitting that bottom if they've been at the bottom. Some people ain't never been at the bottom, but they don't want to ever hit the bottom, or they don't want to go back. So maybe they don't have God in that equation because they're worried.
Well, it's not maybe, they don't.
Right. And money, because money will not make all of your problems disappear. It won't make a sickness disappear. All that stuff that you got to deal with on a higher level than monetary or stuff came from trees and leaves. You got to go higher than that. So.
Yeah, and then like I can honestly say I'm not a worrier. I've never really been a worrier. Even before I got to the place that I was in, where I am with God now, I never really worried. Like, it sounds crazy, but I didn't.
Let me see. I think I worried about being able to take care of my family.
You know you worried about that.
So, as a man, I can't say all men, because some women carry that weight. But majority of us men carry that weight of protecting and providing for your family. So I had it extremely bad to where I'm always looking for the next move. I don't want to be caught slipping. So I don't know if you would call that a worry or just trying to stay ahead.
That's probably just, I think that's just staying ahead. I don't think that's worrying. Like,
But-
worrying is like,
I also know that the steering wheel that I'm driving to do these things, like, I ain't using God. I'm talking to God like, thank you, Lord, and I'm being humble. Like, I glorify you, God, for giving me these opportunities, giving me this ability to have these type of skills. But I'm still trying to do it myself instead of waiting on the answer from Him. Like, do He really want me to go to this job? Like, leave this job and go to that job? And it took me a minute to be like, sometimes you got, cause for those who don't know, I used to be in industrial construction. In industrial construction, you're abroad, you're all over the nation, or even sometimes the world. And I would leave a job to go chase money on another job far away. And sometimes God be telling you to sit still, son. If you sit here, you're gonna make more money right here than go chasing that extra $5, $6 an hour, $10 an hour.
my face.
Chameleon, but and I start hearing, and when I start hearing God, it's funny to hear the guys that I'm close with be like, man, Zoe, stay on the job that joker put him out. I'm like, yeah, because if I go follow some of these guys, they trying to come right back because their job only lasted 2 weeks instead of 6 months, like they were telling them on the, what do you call it, job blog or whatever.
The description.
Chameleon.
But, babe, you keep getting off topic.
That ain't our topic. Now I was telling how I wasn't using God.
What does it have to do with him being bigger than your situation?
Because He's bigger than what I was trying to do myself.
Oh, gotcha.
See there?
Gotcha.
See there? Now what she's trying to do is trying to deter me what I was trying to tell you. Now, I was telling them how I wasn't using
I'm
God.
trying to see a situation that I could use that
You going off script.
where I use God being bigger.
Being bigger than God? You like
No,
being
like
bigger than
being
God?
bigger than the situation. I can't really.
No relationship?
Huh?
Not a relationship like you never asked.
Where I was trying to be the head of it.
Yeah.
You know what, y'all?
I like it.
He is so petty. Did you have a relationship like that?
That the woman was trying to be the provider. No.
Did you have a relationship where you were trying to be bigger than God?
A relationship?
Yeah.
I've had a
Of
relationship
course you have.
I didn't ask God, is this the person I'm supposed to be with? I did that.
Okay.
I asked God, I'm supposed to be with you.
I know you did.
Because I told you, look at mud.
But I was just saying, I had a relationship where I tried to make that thing go my way,
Yeah.
and that thing would fall left. It wasn't nothing going right about it.
But guess what? If it wasn't right, I wouldn't be on your left.
That's true, babe.
Hey,
That's true.
come on.
That's so true. But what I would say is, I mean, and I know this gonna sound so green, and y'all may hear little Rocco, our little Yorkie, but I know it's gonna sound so green because, like, the life that I have now, with me putting God first and with me keeping Him as the foundation, I don't understand how I didn't choose this life at first.
You was immature.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, how I feel and the peace that I feel, and
It's crazy, isn't
me
it?
not worrying about how okay, now that is one thing I worried about. Like, I didn't worry about, like, bills getting paid or, like, jobs. I never worried about that because I would walk off a job in a minute. I don't
She
care.
will.
Like, literally,
Well, I will too, but she'll do it quicker.
I don't care. But, like, when it came to people disliking me or feeling some type of way about me,
Nah, you never-
that worried me.
That worried you? Yeah.
Because not that they didn't like me, but it worried me to, like, why are they doing me like this? I'm not this type of person. So I used to wreck my brain. I couldn't even sleep at night because I'm like, this fool really saying this, that, and the other, and it's really they tell. You know what I'm saying? Or this broad really don't like me, but it's really she unlikable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really wrestling with myself in my mind. Like, how can these people dislike me? What am I doing? Like, you know, one minute you want to be friend, next minute you want to be foe. One minute you want to be family, next minute you want to be enemy. You know, so it's just like, you know, it took me to go through a fast. And honestly, when I went through the fast with two other young ladies. And I literally did this fast within myself for real.
Yeah.
Like, I was telling my husband, like, that was the first time I was ever intentional. Like, y'all need to try out fasting and praying.
Explain to the people, the public, what a fast is for those who don't know.
Well, fasting in the church when I was growing up, when they would fast and pray, but they would fast from certain foods, like not eating certain foods. Well, me, I didn't fast from foods. I fast from things that's just what I remember from church, because they used to do the Daniel fast. But fasting is fasting from something that occupies your time, you know. And so for these 30 days, I'm always on social media, even if I'm not doing anything. Like now I try to do work for our, you know, stuff. But I fasted from social media. I didn't do anything on social media. Like, it feels so good not to be on social media. As much as I thought I wasn't influenced by social media, I was very influenced by social media. And I did not know that until I fasted from it. I fasted from listening to rap music. I didn't listen to rap, R&B. I straight up had my mind on God the whole time. And literally, I was a new creature. Even now, I'm new. Like, you know.
I think that's when it started turning for not only you, for us.
Yeah.
Because when I saw how serious that you got about God, I was like, man, that's pretty neat what she's doing. So why not, you know, put parentheses around that moment? Because if I ignore what you're doing, then it doesn't have the effect on us. Because by you doing that, it stops a lot of things on my end as well, even though I wasn't in the fasting thing with you. But I think that is definitely when a lot of stuff start
to smooth
out, and our relationship even got even smoother. But some people, I mean, and like, if we're talking about God's bigger than what you're going through, and my wife was giving an example of her fasting.
Why'd you say that again?
Because I wanted to.
Oh,
you should
communion. Like we on live and somebody came.
Take you some communion right now. You need to sip some.
Come on, baby.
Take some communion. I ain't starting until you take communion. And you better take communion too. Not communion. Get your hair. Communion. What is that? That's right. But now I'm off track. Put me back on track. What was I saying?
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, that fasting, you're basically removing yourself from worldly things that you desire. Like if I love, my wife could contest. She hates it, but I love it.
I don't hate it.
Football?
No, I don't hate it. I just don't care for it.
That's hate of football. If you don't care for it, that's hating it. Some of you hating it. My wife hates football, but I love it.
No, I don't.
So
I love basketball.
for me not to watch a game, especially with my squad playing, man.
Now,
if I gotta remove myself from watching that, that's definitely me fasting.
Now I love basketball. The way he hollers, because I understand basketball. I don't understand.
But I holler at basketball the same way.
The games, yeah.
When our team playing.
The football game is too long. Yeah. It's just dreadful.
Yeah. We know our squad. Ja. Grease.
That's me doing the little dance Ja does. But what were we saying?
I was just saying that fasting, you're removing yourself from things that you desire, things that you love, things you don't see yourself doing without.
Oh, and then y'all, so like when you do find out that God is bigger than the situation, God is bigger than me, God is bigger than him, God is bigger than she, God is bigger than her, God is bigger than he.
Them.
When you recognize that, your senses in the spiritual realm are gonna be so magnified. And when I say like senses, I mean like you will be able to sense people's spirits. You'll be able to sense like what environment you should be in, what environment you shouldn't be in. You'll be able to sense like so many different things. And then when you realize that too, a lot of people you'll lose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because then they'll be like, oh my God, dang, she or he found out what they are capable of, or dang, they found out their purpose. They found out how big they are. They found out they're the chosen one.
Or they found out that they don't need your advice, or they don't need
that's
your
true.
company. They don't need
That's
your
true.
input. They don't need none of that to move on and keep going on and on and on. Like I don't need you. All I need is the Most High.
That's right, because a lot of people thrive off of you needing them.
Yep, they
and
do.
And then when you don't need them,
Oh man, you ain't nothing.
it's really like their life is a wreck, because they're like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? You know, like who am I supposed to boss?
Who am I supposed to act like I'm above?
Who am I supposed to give advice to so that they can stay right there underneath?
Right.
And they not even understanding that the advice that I'm giving them is keeping them right underneath me, because I can't have them even with me.
Right. I never understood that. For those of you who have so-called friends who want you to be here and they want themselves to look like they're here, but really they below you, but they always got some shade that throw over you, like, man, that job, yeah, your job's straight, but you know, I get paid so-and-so, so-and-so. Shade, oh man, that outfit look good, but it don't look like when I wear it. Shade, man, I like that brand new car, but you ain't riding that V8 like I got. Shade, you gotta watch the folk that you serve yourself around.
And you know, honestly, like another thing that's shade is when people say, I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't like that there. Like, because you are trying to be rude, or I'm not trying to be mean, but you trying to be mean, because if you weren't trying to be mean, rude, or ugly, you wouldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying? Also, watch those people that joke with you. I don't like that look, oh girl, you get the little big. That's shady, because to me, a friend wouldn't tell you that. A friend wouldn't tell you that in that way. Also, it's also shady. And I try to watch out for these type of people too. If I see you post something about it or repost it, I don't even want to be your friend. Because see, me and you we're not gonna mesh. And see, God is my homie, but I will still go off on you, because see, he is still working on me. And so I hate it when people say stuff like, I'm not your real friend if I can't tell you about yourself. No, the hell, you cannot tell me about myself.
They don't want to be talking about themselves.
Okay? Because we are both grown. I don't need nobody to come tell me about myself unless you're going to be respectful about it. Because see, those little posts y'all be reposting, y'all be talking about telling somebody about themselves in an attitudinal way, and then it gets you slapped. And then you got to go on your knees and pray and ask God to forgive you.
Don't try me.
Try Jesus.
Try Jesus.
Because what?
Because I throw hands. Toad. They killing it.
But yeah, back to real. But not like for real.
How do you, because I got close friends that lost some dear loved ones here recently. And I know you wouldn't want to hear it, but God is even bigger than that. And the reason I'm saying this now, because I know my wife went through something similar. She lost her dad. And I seen my wife go from this happy, wild, fun, crazy, very outspoken person to like a shell of what you were, because of losing her dad. And her dad was like this amazing guy, cool, crazy. This my boy, my dog. But so, what would you tell someone? Because you know about some of my friends who just lost like their kids and things of that nature. God is even bigger than that. I know you may not want to hear it if you lost a child or lost a mother or father or sister or brother. For one, we don't belong to us. God blesses us with the people in our circle, whether it's children, parents, siblings, cousins, uncles, aunts, best friends. So we can't forget that none of us are going to live forever, for one. And I know some of us die young. So
the devil is a lie.
No, I'm just saying people die young. I'm not talking about us.
No, I'm just saying period.
So for people who are experiencing that, just you have to understand that yes, this is a very trying, hurt.
We're back. Our camera cut off. But just know.
But for people who are experiencing, who lost loved ones and things of that nature, just know God is even bigger than that. And you have to give that hurt, that pain to him, because if you do not, it's going to make you suffer, and you're going to mourn and mourn and mourn. And even you're circled by loved ones who are trying to, pour into you love and things of that nature, but you can't even see it or even feel it or hear it because you're so deep down in that depression. So you got to give that to God as well.
That's so easy
I know.
to say.
It ain't easy to say. Easy to do, but I know it's easy to say.
Yeah, I'm just going to speak from me going through it, because see, like when I lost my dad, I didn't want to hear that.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't, and honestly, I never tell somebody that. From me being, but everything that you said was so true, but I just go based off of like, dang, I was in this place.
Yep.
I tell them that later, because I feel like everybody needs to get to a point to where they can accept that. I just got to a point to where I accepted my dad passing, and he's been gone since 2019. Even though that's not, we just in 2022. Like, that wasn't that long ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, then after I lost my dad, we lost our baby. Then after we lost our baby, we lost my granny. So, I just try to give people a chance. I feel like God has mercy on people in those times, because I was upset with God, and I feel like he knows that when he takes a person like that from our lives, like, okay, yes, they're going to be mad at me, but I'm still going to be here. I still understand, but everything that my husband said was so true. But I kind of feel like you have to go through the motions.
Yeah, no, I'm not telling them not to. I'm just saying, if people are in your life who's trying to pour love into you, and I know, and that's why I said it's hard for them to hear it at the moment. But sometimes you gotta let it in, because if you
the people that's pouring love.
Yeah, because if you're sitting there soaking in that sadness and all, it takes you away, and like it was taking you away.
Yeah, it was, but see, babe, it was still early when you got on to me.
Yeah, but I didn't.
But it was still, I had to, because see, me on the other hand, and I appreciate you for doing it. I really do. But I was trying to be strong for my siblings. I was just trying to be strong, because I'm not an emotional person at all.
Right.
Like, I don't do all that crying and all that crap. I don't do that. So I was really trying to stop myself from crying, because I'm like, wait a minute, I don't do this. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't control my emotions. So honestly, I really feel like that was God breaking an emotional barrier for me too. And also, when my husband said something really good, allow those people to come into you and love on you. But see, let me say this.
Genuine people, not the folks.
Yeah, but sometimes, yeah.
Because people take advantage of that.
But allow those people to love on you and all of that. True. But people that are loving, giving the love and trying to be there and be their shoulder and showing up, don't turn foe. Watch your mouth. Because see, grieving ain't just for, I still grieve.
Right.
And it's been 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So when I remember, and I don't know, it's something different about when you lose somebody. You remember who did you wrong.
Right.
And you remember that. Even if you talk and laugh with them, you still like, I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't think it's back to 100. Because it ain't. I'm just mature. I'm just classy. But I just want to say to those people that may have someone that has dealt with or has somebody that has lost somebody, don't do them wrong. I don't care if it's a year later, 2 years later, 6 months later, still love on them and just be that shoulder.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but just understand that going through those times, hey, sometimes that's all you got. Sometimes that's it.
True.
He bless you with people to help you out or help you bring them to him, but sometimes you gotta go on your own.
That's true.
And you gotta do that on your own. Take communion, babe. Take communion. That was deep right there. That was deep. Take communion. Say it.
Communion.
There you go. Communion.
Communion.
All right. What else we got about God is bigger than? Let's go to these people who got the. I got everything going on, everything popping. Got my keys in my whip, I got my hair all did, I got my clothes. I know that I am the Eve. Let's talk about these folks. That all that they got, they glistening, they glow, they gold, that diamond, they shining.
Okay.
So break them down. How that ain't even bigger than God.
That's true
Your
because
7-0, behind a comma ain't even bigger than God.
that's true. Lord bless.
God will break you down like an old rusty Cadillac, an old Ford.
That's true. And then like the people that have it all, they don't even understand because see y'all, it's easy for the stuff that we prayed about when we get it. We put God on the back burner.
Thank you, Lord. Appreciate it. I'm hollering, cuz.
Holla it out.
Man,
You know
go
what
down
I'm saying?
again. I'm gonna get you back up.
Like you hear when we get back down, we'll hit you
I'm
up.
gonna hit you up again, God. I don't need you right now. I'm straight.
You know, so I just kind of feel like that's why, like, even that's something that me and my husband pray about. Like, I know I say it all the time, like, help me to remain humble
Yes.
in Him because even if you got them 7 zeros behind that comma or those commas, He can make it bigger than that if you just continue to keep Him as your foundation and keep Him first.
Watch this here. You can have them 7 zeros behind that comma. You can have 8, 9 zeros behind that comma. Guess what? You can't take it with you when you're gone.
That's true.
You better wake up while you're acting foolish. You better humble yourself. Young man, young woman, old man, old woman, middle-aged, middle woman, middle-aged, middle man. You understand? Communion. I'm here. I'm with you. Come on. Get your cup. Commune.
Come here.
Yeah. But look here. We ain't trying to be spiritual, but we get spiritual. Stop allowing my wife. Stop allowing things that you think you got and you own. You bigger than God.
What? Hold on, wait.
That one over your head like airplane 747.
Say it again.
Stop allowing things that you got that you think are bigger and your own and that you're own.
Wait. I'm missing.
Ain't no wait. Go.
Stop.
I think that's what I said the first time, but I don't even know what I said, so now I gotta go back and pick it out. But what I'm saying is, people who know they own, stop thinking they bigger than God, because they own.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you didn't say it at first. You didn't say it like that at first. Can
I
I
said what I said.
Okay, and it was real bad.
Stop it. But look. Cool. Like, our prayer is to be where we want to be. We know what we want in life. But also our prayer is to remain humble. Also our prayer is to understand that these blessings that God is blessing us, we're blessed right now. We don't take it for granted by no means. We're thankful for a house, car, kids, wife, spouse, husband. We're thankful for each other. Commune. But look, don't get it twisted. You are not in control.
That's right.
You're not. You may look like you're driving the vehicle, or flying the plane or the jet. You may look like you're coming off private planes, sitting in VIP sections. But there's another VIP section, and there's another private plane. There's another private vehicle that you ain't driving. You ain't driving, even if you think you're driving. What I'm talking about? You don't know what I'm talking about?
Driving.
Oh, she catching up with me now. Catch up with me. What you got?
Well, I was gonna say, what was I gonna say?
I ain't in your head. She don't know. You want me to say something else?
Yeah, because I can't remember. I was literally.
You gonna say something about people having money and acting funny?
No, go on back.
Well, I'm just saying, like, understand, like, we already talked about, if you lost your job, hey, there's thousands of jobs. It may have been the best job you thought you had in the world, but God removed you from the job for a reason. Or maybe you did something that caused yourself to lose that job. Something that you did on your own recognizance. So, do yourself a favor. Thank the Lord for what you had. Thank the Lord for what you're coming into, what you're about to get. Thank the Lord for the people He circle you around that are good people, and thank you for Him blessing and protecting you from those who meant to cause you harm or evil. You better start praying against them too.
That's true.
There's people out there really on your side.
That is so
They're sitting on your
crazy.
side.
Because we were saying that, like when we were going through our stuff, like, oh my God, we were like, oh my God, and we'll talk about blended family too on one of our segments. But we just thought we had the best blended family in the world, and we do, but we didn't remember to pray against the things that would come up against us.
Right.
And it's so crazy how the devil and the enemy will use that. They will literally
Use what you love.
you know, and they will use like, they didn't pray for that, so let me play in that area because they didn't even think to pray about that. So they're gonna really lose their mind when this happens. And that literally transpired for us. Like we didn't lose our mind, but we were like, how the heck did we miss it? Yeah, like
Right.
man, listen, we've been through some tests and trials.
Yes. And I'm sure you have
these
too.
little bitty times, you know what I'm saying? Even like on our own, in our past relationships,
Right.
like. But I kind of feel like everything is necessary. I feel like all of that we went through was necessary.
Yes.
All of that. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
And some people may not understand that. Like, say they're in a marriage and that particular individual hurt them to the utmost. And now they want to kill themselves or kill that individual or hurt the kids. Look here. God is way bigger than what that person did to you. Maybe that person ain't for you. Remove yourself, not physically. Remove yourself mentally and emotionally from that situation. And physically, if you're going to do that, not by taking yourself out, just move. Go on. Hey, there's other people, other men, other women.
Yeah.
And maybe you need to be alone for a minute or a time. And take the time out to focus on the Most High. There's so much going on in the world today. People are hurting people because they're going through a depressing time. Their mind ain't right.
Yeah.
And they just want to hurt themselves. They want to go hurt people in buildings and schools, grocery stores, and so forth, and so on and so on. Stuff that the news wants you to get accustomed to seeing. I ain't getting accustomed to ever seeing school shootings, grocery stores, people getting killed in public. People are dealing with some mental issues because they're leaving the Most High out. You gotta involve them.
Mental health is really for real.
Yes.
Like, I hate that we used to frown upon it, and we still kind of frown upon it. Well, we're kind of coming around in the African American culture, but mental health is really for
It
real.
is.
I feel like every last one of us need a therapist. Me and my husband have said that.
The people that went through some, like, it's just tell you so crazy. I have a relative that was released from prison, and I hadn't seen him in years, like maybe 16, 17 years. And we ended up talking about something that he was affected by the same individual I was affected by. I was like, man,
Yeah, that was crazy.
why? He like, what? I was like, what? And my sister was like, what? I was like, yeah. So what he went through and what I experienced caused us both to do things in our relationships with women because of what we went through. And it's just crazy how stuff like that affects you. And I'll talk about that on one of my segments coming up.
That's true.
Dealing with these men, you know.
My eyes hurt. Do they look strange?
You been on something?
No, it's like
This
that
chameleon
light.
got you?
No, that light hurts my eyes so bad. Like, it is so
So bad.
freaking.
It's so
No, I'm so
freaking bright.
real. Like, I can't even hardly look at the camera. My eyes are hurting. It's like almost strange.
Well, we're almost done. Because you're over here looking just almost strange with your eyes
And
like that.
they hurt. But my husband like got it like the sun, and like this light is bright. It wasn't like that last time. But yeah.
It was down. Now I got it up.
It hurts
It's
like it's hurting the top of my eyes so bad up here. But yeah, man, I don't know what to say. I just say try Jesus.
Try Jesus.
Like being on some serious tips. Yahweh, Yahshua, whatever it is that you want to call him, because that's the way to go.
I hear you.
That is the way to go.
But hey, man, I tell you one thing. It's been a great.
It has been. Now listen, y'all gonna get some craziness. Y'all gonna get some fun. Y'all gonna see us on vacay. Y'all gonna see us.
We're gonna do it all.
You know, having fun. But then we have to give God his time, okay?
If you don't, he'll take some time from you.
And listen.
Lord, please add many more prosperous, wonderful, healthy years to our lives, our marriage, our children,
Amen.
our circle,
To our viewers.
our viewers.
And listen, like, we just gotta take this time out and do little stuff like this here because he gave us this idea.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, they talking about God, blue. We don't care about.
Deuces. No, but trying to get the guy when you need him. When your butt sitting in the doggone medical bed, you're sick. Oh Lord, I need you. I'll be like, you ain't need me when you was up, now you down.
He's not gonna say that.
Yeah,
He's not like that.
If I was God, I probably would.
That's why you're not. But because if you couldn't even be, we couldn't even be Jesus. Because I'm thinking,
I sure could.
the minute they would have tried to whoop me and put me on the cross, I'd have been like, you know
I quit.
don't worry about the player.
I'm out.
Let them die.
Let him die. I ain't taking one for the team.
Yeah,
it's
but
over with.
It has been so great, y'all. Just remember, God is bigger than everything that you go through. He's bigger than your current situation. He's bigger than the things that you will experience in the future. He's bigger than the things that you experience today. He's bigger than the things that you experience this week. He is just bigger than big. Like,
Bigger than the greatest mountain you've ever climbed, the lowest valley you've ever been in. I went geographical on you right there. I went geographical.
He's bigger than big. He's bigger than ginormous. He's bigger than enormous. He's bigger than gigantic. He's bigger than bigger.
Bigger. I took it to Outcast. What was laugh? What kind of laugh was that? Kind of laugh. That little cranked up.
Yeah.
But hey,
What you got to say? Nothing.
man, you said it all.
All right, cool.
You said it all. But I tell you one thing. Pray. Thank him. Be humble.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Y'all, make sure y'all do vision boards, writing your journals. It's so crazy. Our pastor said keep a journal beside your bed. I have like 6 by my bed.
You do. I got one. Like a man would.
Keep a journal beside your bed because we're talking about dreams at our church this week. Dang, tonight was Bible study.
No, it's tomorrow.
Oh,
Today's Tuesday.
Okay,
We'll be there tomorrow.
but yeah. I'm like, we love going to church. I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? But look, man. Thank God that your feet is above ground daily. I know the saying is, man, how's it going? Saints, different toilet. Look, man, kill that. When people ask me that, I don't say that. Saints, different toilet.
Who says that?
At work.
Oh.
I was like, man, and I always hit it with, man, we blessed to be above on this side of the dirt. They be like, man, you're right. Hey, thank God. Love on your family, love on your friends. We ain't here forever. God is bigger than what you're going through, whether it's a great thing that you experience, you got the biggest check of your life. God is even bigger than that check.
Yeah.
If you're on the lowest point of your life, you want to do something to yourself, you want to harm yourself, God is bigger than that. Turn to him and let him know that you are here, you need him. Stop running. I've been one of them guys. Track star.
He's a runner, he's a track star.
Running to God.
He's
Men.
on the way when God said
I ain't say run to the pastor. Run to the Most High. You got to do that on your own. And I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. These pastors be telling y'all, the ones y'all get hurt by, read to get your own understanding. If you ain't get your own understanding, you're gonna listen to what another joker tell you about it, and then you're gonna follow you down.
Hey, don't do that.
If that's where he's going. Hey, don't do that. You ain't let me finish. I said, if. That's where he's going. Oh, your head up. Take communion. Finish your communion.
Come on. So, thank y'all so much for tuning into our YouTube channel. And again, please
Subscribe.
and
Hit the
bell.
Coffin wine. Your favorite couple's favorite couple.
It don't matter what them haters say, we're still gonna shine.
Like Mackenzie says, we